The key to success is specialization, and this is what all stores should seek. The customer needs to feel its purchase unique and different from the masses. One factor is adaptability. Traditional retailers will need to adapt, using their services in smart ways. Stores will act as a differentiator. They will need to make the customer's experience unique by creating a distinctive atmosphere, using the client's 5 senses. Stores will provide the life that digital platforms can't offer. Technologies are going to enrich and curate the customer's experience. Today, brands can display product information on tablets and use data from surveys to personalize the experience in store. Technologies like mobile apps are also going to enhance the store's qualities, thanks to location-based services, stock tracking, and loyalty reward programs. In conclusion, stores should choose original and unique products that customers are going to consider individual and use technologies to improve custom-made experiences. Thank you.
Buongiorno a tutti. Sono molto lieto di essere qui, io sono un giornalista. I giornalisti sono più bravi a fare domande che a dare risposte, ma anche fare le domande giuste è sempre una buona premessa. Voglio condividere con voi alcune considerazioni legate alla trasformazione del retail, soprattutto per effetto dell'impatto della digitalizzazione, che sono meno comuni, sono meno dibattute nella riflessione collettiva. In genere si parla di questi temi con tanta retorica, molta sicurezza del futuro, ma in realtà il problema è tutto da affrontare prima ancora della soluzione. È per questo che non vi voglio parlare tanto del retail del futuro, quanto del consumatore del presente. Non tutti conoscono questa chart. In Italia è abbastanza nota, ma più o meno rappresenta la distribuzione demografica che c'è in tutti i paesi occidentali. Fondamentalmente vedete da una parte una classe dirigente, questa è la mappa italiana della demografia, sono le classi sociali italiane. Da una parte ci sono i ricchi, la classe dirigente, dall'altra ci sono i poveri. La dimensione della palla, della sfera che vedete in alto, identifica il peso demografico. Se lo guardate con attenzione, anche senza soffermarci troppo, si capirà facilmente che le classi più ricche tendono ad avere anche un nome che ha a che fare con la loro età, le pensioni d'argento, le famiglie degli operai in pensione. Dall'altra parte, quindi, una parte più ricca della popolazione che tende a essere senior e una parte più giovane, anche demograficamente più rilevante, che tende a essere invece più ai margini. Vi faccio notare, per esempio, la palla rossa, che identifica le anziane sole e i giovani disoccupati. Questo è importante perché per chi tra di voi ha occhio per il retail, si vede facilmente come dalla distribuzione demografica si capisce già la crisi di certi formati. Si capisce come il terzo gruppo sociale, appunto la palla rossa, delle anziane sole e giovani disoccupati non hanno bisogno di un ipermercato, tanto per dirne una. Ma non è di democrazia che voglio parlarvi. Voglio parlarvi delle implicazioni per il retail di tutto questo. Una società più complessa significa anche negozi più specializzati. È quello che sta avvenendo, avviene in Italia, ma avviene in tutto il mondo occidentale. Vedete, questa è la mappa delle nuove aperture. Sostanzialmente soffre un certo tradizionale, ma soffre anche un retail cosiddetto moderno. Non so perché lo chiamiamo moderno, per un'espressione di tipo tecnico, ma in realtà c'è poco di moderno in gran parte del commercio organizzato che noi conosciamo. Eppure vedete come una società, quella italiana in particolare, dove sostanzialmente si è fermato tanto negli ultimi 10 anni, la crisi economica ha bloccato il metabolismo della società, ed è una società in cui è cresciuto il rancore, dice il Censis, un istituto molto importante in Italia. E quindi una società che non vede il futuro, tendenzialmente cerca delle soddisfazioni individuali, e quindi è una società più edonistica, lo si vede. Un terzo degli italiani dichiara di essere un medio o alto consumatore di alcolici, si consumano più sigarette rispetto al 2013, più del 15% dei giovani ha consumato cannabis nell'ultimo anno. È una società che in qualche modo deriva verso l'individualismo. Tutto questo ha molto a che fare con il retail, perché vedete la trasformazione. Una società che invecchia vede premiare, per esempio, lo sviluppo di farmacie sanitari, gli alimentari specializzati, magari un negozio specializzato in tartufi ha più successo magari di un ipermercato, perché no? O i tabacchi, tanto per rimanere in tema. Il retail alimentare è un'industria molto matura. Questa è la mappa italiana, ma si può ritrovare in gran parte d'Europa. Fondamentalmente negli ultimi 10 anni si è ridotto del 5% il numero di negozi. con buona pace, no? Delle installazioni, attrezzature, tecnologie, quando non soltanto i metri quadrati si riducono, ma proprio il numero di negozi. È finito lo sviluppo delle superfici di vendita, le bandierine sono state piazzate, anche perché l'Italia, tra l'altro, tra nord e sud, ma questo è comune in molti paesi, va verso una deriva, per cui il sud tende a essere più povero del nord, e il nord sostanzialmente è colonizzato. Cresce però la redditività per metro quadro, perché naturalmente si riducono i negozi, ma si tende a valorizzare con installazioni, con rinnovi dei locali, naturalmente l'aumento della redditività. Però parlando di alimentare, qui a Seed and Chips, per focalizzarci, non dimentichiamo che questa è un'industria molto povera. In Italia la redditività è inferiore all'1%. E questo per esempio dice molto del fatto che c'è molta innovazione, però a dispetto di uno scarso acquisto. Perché? Perché i fondamentali sono molto chiari e sono spesso legati alla demografia, come abbiamo visto. Voglio condividere con voi 5 interrogativi sulla trasformazione digitale del retail, di cui si parla molto, ma molto meno secondo me nelle sue considerazioni. Algoritmi trasparenti. Gli algoritmi sono la formula magica del presente. È talmente magica che infatti sono segreti e spesso sotto l'etichetta della personalizzazione si nasconde anche qualche ombra. Cioè la segretezza degli algoritmi probabilmente in futuro dovrà essere contemperata con la pubblicazione delle logiche sottostanti. In fondo, quando voi prendete un prodotto alimentare, guardate gli ingredienti e scegliete, avete voi il potere. Non è come quando andate al cinema, pagate un biglietto e il robot decide dove ti devi sedere. Per quanto tempo noi potremmo accettare questo? Questa è una soluzione che allarga la scelta del consumatore? È un interrogativo, credo, molto molto attuale. Gli ingredienti di un algoritmo dovranno essere pubblici. Questo non vuol dire pubblicare la formula, ma vuol dire permettere alle persone di scegliere l'algoritmo che, per esempio, gradiscono di più. Anche questa è concorrenza. Il dynamic pricing è un altro tema estremamente affascinante, però è un'enorme opportunità sicuramente per la gestione dell'invenduto. Tuttavia è noto che il prezzo giusto non esiste. In tutto il mondo si sono fatte trasmissioni legate a ok, il prezzo è giusto, e tutti sbagliavano il prezzo. Ma se fosse così giusto sarebbe facile, no? La verità è che è giusto solo quel prezzo di cui si riconosce il valore del prodotto. Quindi il tema non è tanto l'etichetta dinamica, ma concentrarsi sullo spiegare perché il prodotto vale quel prezzo. Anche perché in alternativa non serve il marketing. Se tutto si riduce sostanzialmente alla pubblicazione di un'etichetta elettronica o no, fondamentalmente a prezzo ribassato, possiamo buttare via gran parte della letteratura di marketing, non c'è grande scienza. La blockchain, un altro dei mantra del nostro tempo, no? Libererà enormi opportunità, soprattutto nel governo della filiera. Tuttavia, è un po' ingenuo pensare che il consumatore del presente e del futuro passerà il tempo a scansire i prodotti col suo telefono. In qualche modo ci vedete una contraddizione in termini, ma come? Le aziende da una parte fanno grandi sforzi per affermare la fiducia nella marca, però poi ti do gli strumenti per verificare se veramente quello che ti abbiamo detto è vero. È una cosa che può essere comprensibile per chi vende tecnologia, ma forse non per chi la utilizza. Vi propongo questa lettura. Esiste una tecnologia che è molto, ma molto più potente per abilitare sottostante la blockchain e si chiama marca. La fiducia nella marca, che sia dell'industria o della distribuzione. Le persone. Le tecnologie sono molto affascinanti, ma direi che l'industria del retail e di quella alimentare in particolare credo che sia l'ultima delle industrie fordiste sulla Terra. 40 anni fa Ono in Toyota introduce un modello per cui l'ultimo degli operai può fermare la catena di montaggio se trova un errore. È su questo concetto che si fonda la qualità totale. Provate ad andare in un supermercato e invece di vedere addetti che aprono scatole e caricano, interrompono la catena di montaggio per aiutare qualcuno. In fondo è una contraddizione, perché quando si va a chiedere ai manager del retail che cos'è la shopping experience, sono le persone. Le persone sono tutto. Ma vi sembra che veramente siano poi protagoniste della shopping experience? Nel retail alimentare in particolare? Tanto è vero che molti studi, adesso io cito Ipsos in Italia, dice che le operazioni del retail, soprattutto alimentari, sono talmente ripetitive che il 53% delle operazioni possono essere automatizzate. Lo si vede, le sperimentazioni sono sotto gli occhi di tutti, dai sistemi di pagamento alla realizzazione dell'inventario. Allora io credo che la spiegazione naturalmente non sia tanto avere timore dei robot e della robotizzazione, ma usare le persone come esseri umani e i robot per fare i lavori dei robot. I robot non sono molto bravi a raccontare barzellette, le persone sì. Forse questa potrebbe essere la spiegazione più semplice. Vi lascio con quest'ultima considerazione. Che cosa rende il retail moderno? Cos'è che fa della modernità? Perché parliamo di modernità del commercio? Mica perché ci sono le tecnologie dentro. No, non c'è niente di moderno in quello. Più di 100 anni fa, il primo supermercato, il Piggly Wiggly nel Tennessee, è diventato moderno perché ha introdotto una grande novità, che è un patto. È un patto che per 5.000 anni di commercio non era mai stato fatto. Il trader a un certo punto ha detto al suo cliente: guarda, facciamo un'alleanza io e te. Io ti consegno prodotti in base a procedure che mi permettono di consegnartelo a prezzi più bassi, ma soprattutto compra quello che vuoi. Non ti voglio vendere quello che voglio venderti io, compra tu quello che vuoi comprare tu. Poi noi lo banalizziamo nel libero servizio, nel fatto che i prodotti sono accessibili, certo dietro c'è un mondo di operation che sono cambiate, ma sostanzialmente la modernità del commercio risiede nella libertà di scelta. È per questo, per esempio, che un algoritmo che riduce la tua libertà di scelta, perché sceglie lui che cosa serve a te, in realtà non ha niente di moderno. È uguale al macellaio degli anni 60, che aveva 2 filetti e 3 clienti, e tu dovevi pure fare il sorriso se volevi essere gradito al commerciante, se volevi avere il prodotto migliore. Nel retail moderno scegli tu. Ecco perché voglio condividere con voi quest'ultimo pensiero. Il retail rimarrà moderno nella misura in cui rinnoverà questo patto, questa promessa, adottando soluzioni tecnologiche, sì, perché il mondo è complesso, ma che non creino discriminazione, che spesso in questo mondo può passare sotto la seducente etichetta della personalizzazione. Grazie a tutti voi.
Hello, everyone. I feel honored to be part of this retail session today next to so many great speakers who are enriching the program. My talk will focus on the booming plant-based market. Because recently we have seen impressive activity in the plant-based sector, ranging from high-profile investments to new and improved recipes. I would like to focus on one story of an individual whose story is really astonishing and worth spreading. It is the story of Ethan Brown, the founder of Beyond Meat. Look at this picture. It shows Ethan Brown in the dairy farm of his father. His exposure to the animal product industry let Ethan Brown be haunted with the question, why do we eat protein the way we do? Although this question never left him. In his 20s, he founded a company in the alternative energy sector where eventually he got fired by the board of directors because the relationship turned sour. He then actually founded Beyond Meat in 2009, and after a few years, in 2013, they brought the first product onto the market, which was plant-based chicken. After having spent millions of dollars into R&D, he actually changed the face of meat alternatives. They have undergone multiple failures, which actually Ethan is encouraging his team to do. But in the end, they mastered the recreation of meat made from plant-based ingredients. What is so special about their products? Why are they so successful? It is the outstanding texture and taste, plus wonderful positioning and marketing of the product itself. I'm sure you heard about the IPO which took place last week and which by far exceeded the expectations. They raised capital in the amount of 240 million, and they almost reached a market cap of $4 billion. At the same time, it is worth noting that they have been running losses over the last few years, but nevertheless, the people believe in this disruptive, and these high potential products. I would now like to shed light on some retail best practices. For example, Tesco, they actually boosted their sales by introducing plant-based innovations. They co-created the role Director of Plant-Based Innovations with the well-known chef Derek Sano. Derek developed the Wicked Kitchen range, which consists of ready meals and food-to-go option, whose customers are non-vegetarians and non-vegans overwhelmingly. What makes their products so special and why they're so successful? They're easy to prepare, they're convenient, they have a very good price point. They are appealing to the ordinary consumer, including men. And overall, their products are really delicious. So what is Wicked Kitchen on Tesco and several other successful brands? What are they doing well? They are fulfilling the parameters of the Magic Triangle. They have a good price point, the products are available and convenient, and overall, the products have great taste. Because taste is the decisive factor at the end of the day for the repurchase of the product. What did Tesco and Beyond Meat and also other companies do well? They positioned their products in the meat aisle, creating a protein aisle, in fact. I talked to some insiders at Beyond Meat, and they also mentioned that they believe this was the decisive factor for their success, putting it next to the animal counterparts, increasing visibility and hence increasing sales. We have seen this also in another product category, which is plant-based dairy. We can already see in many retailers the sheer abundance of plant-based dairy products, ranging from soy milk, rice milk, oat milk, or even nuts milk. Within the category itself, there's still room for improvement. When we have a look at yogurts, they're mostly available in soy. When we look at cheese, they're really lacking behind in terms of taste and texture. Nevertheless, these developments have shown or are underlined by some good data. 43% of all European consumers already consume plant-based milk. And at the same time, we have seen a drop in sales for traditional dairy products. And why? Why should we bother? Why should producers bother? Why should retailers bother? Because it's a highly lucrative market. When we look at Tesco, they sold 4 million vegan Wicked Kitchen meals just within 33 weeks, and other retailers are experiencing the same. Let's have a closer look at the UK and the German market. In fact, Sainsbury's is increasing the sales of their plant-based product line by 20% each week. In 2018, Waitrose increased the plant-based range by 60%. Those retailers are sometimes supported by campaigns such as Veganuary. This January, 300,000 people in the UK and in other English-speaking countries signed up for trying new vegan products, trying a plant-based lifestyle. And a lot of companies are taking advantage of introducing these kind of products during this time period. But not only that, in Germany, we see on a regular basis of retailers such as Aldi or Lidl that they are doing action weeks, where new products are being introduced and where products are permanently integrated into the product range. So far, how far is this change actually reaching? I think this example illustrates that very well. Rügenwalder Mühle is a major meat producer from Germany, and they already make around 25% of their revenue with plant-based options. They made the commitment to make the whole vegetarian range completely plant-based. In addition, they spent all of their marketing budget on the plant-based product line. So when you go into retail, when you go to the supermarket, you want to buy the meat product. or animal product. You open it up, it says, I'm also available in a vegetarian version. And I think the quote of the CEO is really showing how much this business is actually worth. He says, I can imagine 20 years from now, we will be working without meat. A short glance at the future. The food industry might be disrupted heavily in a few years as soon as there will be launches of cell-based products. Just very briefly, how does this work? Cells are taken from an animal, they're put into a bioreactor together with nutrients, let's say, simply speaking, similar to a process like in a brewery, and the end result is a product which is identical to meat, but without many negative effects that the industrial animal agriculture has. There are already quite a lot of companies or startups out there that are focusing on this space, and this is definitely a sector to watch out for over the coming years. A few words about my organization. I'm from ProVeg International, which is an international food awareness organization promoting plant-based foods. We work together with corporations, governments, public institutions, and medical professionals to reduce the consumption of animal-based products and to have better and more plant-based options in the market. We have our headquarters in Berlin, we have locations all over Europe, and we are also expanding. Last November, we launched the very first plant-based and cell-based incubator in Europe, where we support startups in this sector. In fact, here at Seeds and Chips, we have a booth right before the food hall, so please come and visit our booth. If you have any questions or ideas that you would like to talk about, I would be very happy to do that after this session. Please approach me. Thank you so much for your attention.
Hello, I'm Victor Lopes Mascarenhas. I'm here to talk about design and innovation. I worked for a long time with retail and sustainable design. I've been awarded internationally and published internationally with some really different projects. And I believe innovation is done together. That's why I have also Giorgio De Ponte here.
Hello, hi everybody. I'm Giorgio De Ponte. I'm a product strategy manager for food and retail in EPTA, a multinational group for commercial refrigeration, and professor of design at Politecnico di Milano.
So I'm currently working as product innovation manager for our Syrup Group. It's a multinational group here in Europe that produces plastic packaging. And we are really focused on innovation and sustainability.
At the contrary, EPTA is a big group. We have many factories around the world. It's 8 brands people, and we have 6,000 employees around the world. The different approach is food and retail beverage, just to have the big one players which work with us in all around the world. Then, as you see, we are involved in especially on the commercial refrigeration, then supermarket, hypermarket, malls, and shops. The engagement that we have today is the transition from the old HCFC refrigerant with the natural refrigerant. That's very important because we are developing all our products and pass with the natural refrigerant. Later, I explain better that's our natural refrigerant solutions.
So I'm here especially to speak not only about process of innovation and design, but how that can be applied. The Milate is a really real case of our innovation success in syrup. We are recognized by the ADI, Association of Industrial Design of Europe, and the region of Lombardy. And this concept was aimed for targeting the future of food consumption. We individuated trends, reports, and market research to define the key drivers of this project, and they were nutrition, trust, freedom of choice, and convenience. And we needed to deliver all that into one single packaging experience. We developed the meal aid through this design process, and how does it work? Checking medical studies and studies on how do you make an ideal balanced meal. We got these particular proportions where you have half of it in salad and vegetables, 2/8 of it in protein, and 2/8 of it in whole grain. All of that is secured by our tamper-evident patented solution, where you can only after you open the pack, you know your food is being protected. Nobody touched it inside. Only after you break a seal, you can eat it. And the fork is already clipped inside. It's not that a simple of experience, but thinking of that, we thought also on the fridges and how we could communicate that concept in a way that you could, as you go through the shelf, you could just assemble your meal, customize it regarding your own taste. Because healthy, depending on who you are, it's different. If you are, I don't know, somebody worried about more protein ingestion, or you have problems of, I don't know, celiac, or you're a vegan, that will depend regarding your choice.
Yeah, in that case, today we present two different solutions. The first one is a typical fridge, as you can see in all the supermarket, obviously with a natural refrigerant, and is capable to have a better vision of a product. This refrigerator is connected by an IoT system to pay. Then every people pick up the different foods, as Victor mentioned, and pay at last. The second one, this is an example of installation in the supermarket. The second one, when have in the booth, is a traditional vending machine customized by meal aid. The external structure, mechanical structure, is a traditional machine, but inside we customize all distribution of the food. That's very important because it's dedicated only on this healthy food. The natural refrigerant is the R290, is a natural refrigerant, has a thermodynamic system very well, but zero impact. In terms of ozone layer, the acronym is ODP, ozone deploy potential, and is nominated by 0. In terms of GWP, growing world potential, is 3 instead of, for example, one typical gas for air conditioning that the GWP is 1,500. That's a big one. It's really zero emission.
So together with Apta, we developed this solution to even deliver the product in a more convenient way, even outside of retail shops or in the checkout. So making the offer as convenient as possible, working together between the two companies. This is a win-win system because if you compare to, for example, ready salads, where all the shelf life of the product follow the smaller shelf life of the vegetables, for example, you have like their cheese, Parmesan, or walnuts that have maybe 20 days of shelf life. When you expire one, you throw everything away, whilst with the meal aids, each ingredient is separate, so you maximize the shelf life of each different ingredient. That can also give to the retail shops different and an extra benefit of consumer mapping, because you know exactly regarding each of the ingredients which is preferred by each point of sale, and you can map in your sales, improve your offer. And in syrup, we believe really on applying design for innovation together with sustainability. Then I'll show you just a couple other examples of our work there in the last years. The first is the Bio, our first compostable range, which we launched last year, with the pillars of sustainability, exclusivity, because we developed this material also together with a supplier of raw material, Novamont. So we have the option of the Bio in PLA and in Matter B. It's fully certificate, so we have the guaranteed certification of the industrial compostability, because there is a lot of things being declared, especially regarding sustainability, even with greenwashing. And we make sure that all of our products are sustainable in a concrete way. And that's why we are working really deeply on that. This compostable material can be thrown away, and depending on your compostability or your differentiation collection of waste in waste management, it will be industrially composted together with your organic waste. And another example where we use design aligned with research and development to arrive to a sustainable solution is the D-Edge. It's a patented technology where we designed this specific diamond cut that allows us to have the same performances that are now required by the market, so fully transparent, tough trays that are stackable. We use recycled PET inside of it, and we can, using less material, have the same or even better performances. So we can have a 20% more better top load and reduce deformation by 15% using the same amount of regular packaging or even less. What does that mean? That means that by our eco-design, we can have less 10% of raw material, but thinking of a life cycle assessment of this product, we have less 9% of global warming potential. That means less 13 grams of CO2 per pack, which would be in a year like 1 million packages, maybe 100 cars that we take out from the environment. Plus, with the recycled material, we can take bottles, for example, waste of bottles, and put them into a new product, giving this product this new life. So I could speak a lot here about how we can make this and how design, together with other people or partnerships, could work in about process, but I think it's the examples speak more by themselves. That's why we are here together.
Yeah.
We, together with Apta, we have the booth outside.
Yeah,
and
if you want more information, we have on the booth like that.
And we really think that together we can drive change. If you guys, after the conference, want to pass by to change information, to talk, I think it's the best opportunity so we can do more change and more sustainability, improve our situation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here. It's great to be here with our friends and partners from Seeds and Chips to continue the conversation. I welcome you to the Fancy Food Show this year in June 23rd through 25th in New York City to continue the conversation. Wow, wow, wow. What can I say? Wow. Did you see what just happened here? All these solutions are available because the U.S. marketplace is changing. And the dynamics are incredible because it's not just about who we are as a culture when we eat. It's not about Greek food, Italian food, German food. It's about who we are in our lifestyle. And consumers are telling retailers what to do, and retailers are starting to pay attention. So it's really important that you understand your retailer and the consumer they serve. Because in the U.S. marketplace, people are sick. Bad diets are causing all sorts of problems. And these problems are manifesting themselves in the way people are starting to understand how to take in nutrition and how proper food and diet impacts their life and their lifestyle. It's even more important because the consumer is becoming very educated and understands that fiber, whole grains, what happens with sodium and fats and what you put into your body, what those ingredients are very important. It's important because your retailer wants that information from you. They're trying to learn as much as they can, and the craze with the consumer is impacting how retailers are going to market. This notion of exercise, diet, is becoming prevalent in U.S. society. So those old fat Americans, they're dying. And the millennials and the Gen Zs and even the baby boomers are changing their approach to how they buy food. Everybody's on a diet in the U.S. marketplace. Everybody. From heart health to high fiber to gluten-free to Weight Watchers, everybody's obsessed with what happens with their weight and what is going on inside their body. So this notion of know thyself and understand what you're putting into your body is commercialized. And for less than $300, you can buy the 23andMe kit that you can take home and understand your dynamics. Retailers want this information, retailers are selling this information, and they're putting it near the food, which makes sense. Why? Because you've heard it here and you'll continue to hear it, and if you go into the extraordinary campus of food, the green movement is here. And the dietary pyramid in the US is changing, and so are those dynamics with respect to the food. But it's not just about the food. It's about the ethos. It's about the sustainable environment that we live in and our notion of what is it that we do in this world we live in. It's a combination of the consumer's identity with what means their lifestyle and what it means for them to be part of a bigger world. And this has become a very important part of how retailers talk to consumers. They depend on you to give them this information, and it's just not green on the inside, it's green on the outside, and it's critical that you're bringing these type of solutions to them with your products and how you educate their consumers. Content is so very important, and understanding how your product interacts is really critical. And in the US marketplace, if you haven't figured out that plastic is not going to take anymore, it's really phenomenal how fast the change has occurred. And as a manufacturer and a producer, you need to be sensitive to how this impacts your business. The other most important thing, and I'll show you why, is because you've got to build your community and bring your community to the retailer. The social environment is incredible, but one of the most phenomenal tools you can use in your business is this notion of video and online YouTube content. The YouTube content in America is exploding. 50+ million are putting out 5% of what the content is on YouTube. Those are consumers that retailers are watching and trying to pay attention to. Why is it important? Because whatever your program is, whether it's an Instagram program, a YouTube program, or the traditional Facebook program, it's this type of technology that will reach consumers, which then bridges to what consumers will do with the technology that levers them, from their iWatch to what they wear in their shoes, to the calorie counting information, to our new girlfriend in America, Alexa, who tells us to fill our refrigerator with fruits and vegetables. It's important you understand that because the transformation in the US is real. In Des Moines, Iowa, the supermarket chain Hy-Vee has put the health and wellness program in the center of their store. They don't have a pharmacy anymore. They have dietitians. And these are the people that are making it real with consumers. And they're asking them about their blood pressure, and they're talking to them about their calorie intake, and they're taking care of them as they begin their journey for a more nutritious lifestyle. Not only that, but technology is driving this notion of walking through a store with no friction. The Amazon store in Chicago is living proof that you walk in, you scan, you get your salad and lunch, you scan out. By the time you get to the office, you have a receipt. These are the type of things that are really important as you put your strategy together to get into the US marketplace. Because it's not just in grocery or retail that these things are happening. Click and collect is happening from the smallest stores to the largest chains. When you think about what happens in places like Walmart and Kroger, where you can get online and connect yourself through their app or through their loyalty program to your shopping list that Alexa probably told you should put together, and drive to your store and pick it up. It's the combination of this brick and mortar that's really causing a transformational change in the US marketplace. Consumers are sophisticated. You all understand the digital confirmations of all the statistics globally with respect to what happens in a marketplace. The buying and e-commerce component of food is exploding. You're hearing about it here. And what's really important is that consumers are now being protected. Here's a question you should ask yourself. Do you understand your product's integrity when it comes to meeting the USDA standards to import into the US. The biggest conversation in the US marketplace at the regulatory level, forget the politicians, it's a little cuckoo over there, but USDA, FDA, the definition of milk is being challenged. Why is the definition of milk being challenged? Because consumers are drawn to soy milk, almond milk, coconut milk, whatever you want milk. Milk used to come from a bovine. Not anymore. These are important issues that are still going on in the regulatory environment, even though the political environment is a little crazy. So it's important. What's the next big definition that you think is going to be challenged? You heard about our friends and our members Beyond Meat. What is meat? Is meat cells from an animal? Is meat coming from green vegetables? Is meat coming from plant-based food? The regulatory environment is another very important place for you to pay attention to and understand how it impacts your business. All this information can be found at our Fancy Food Show, which is again this summer. We've developed a great partnership with Seeds and Chips to bring this type of content, this type of responsibility to the community. And we also are very big on the sustainable trends, the products that buyers are looking for and are coming to the show to exhibit. So these are the type of things in a very quick minute to give you a sense of what's happening in the US marketplace. From biodiverse, ocean harvest, upscale, mission-based foods in categories that are now socially acceptable, to better for you, fermented CBD products that are continuing to march into the marketplace as consumers incorporate these into their wellness programs, all the way to jerky and jerky alternatives, which is the traditional cowboy meat that now has become a delicacy. Also, roses are becoming the biggest new thing in food as you think about what happened with cauliflower and what happened with beets and what happened with all sorts of pomegranate back in the day. So deep rose lemonade and rose water are very big parts of what's happening in the marketplace. Fruits and vegetables, the green movement is everywhere. Alternatives for dairy and nuts is everywhere. Single serve for food service is everywhere. Very important marketplace. And all of this can be found at the show. We've got a social media platform that'll help you bring your bring the products to the marketplace. And we would love very much to feature your products in our Sophie Award program that brings us product innovation throughout the US marketplace. It's these type of things that we try to do as an association to help our members. And we also have another show in the winter in San Francisco. So I welcome all of you to the US. It's always about the food. Bring the food, bring your ideas, and we'll see you in the US marketplace. Have a great day.
So hi, I'm David Katz of Wasteless, and I'm actually going to be talking to you about something you can do today or you can do tomorrow, either as consumers, as retailers, or as producers. But before I do that, let me dig into the wider picture, because we've been hearing a lot about food and the impact of that food can have on the world. And you guys, as consumers, producers, retailers, are in a unique position to actually change what's happening to the world. There's a meta-study out of the US that studied thousands of studies on climate change and actually discovered that we together can draw down the disaster that's happening. It's called drawdown, and obviously there's a food element to it, which is why I'm putting it forward to you now. Because actually what's happening is that over the course of the last 400,000 years, so I can't remember, that's quite some time ago, the CO2 levels have been pretty much within a certain bandwidth. And then suddenly in 1950, and let's say the common knowledge is that this is human-induced, suddenly it starts changing and starts really going out, really beyond, really out of whack. And actually, if we're looking at the last 500 years, we see it in more detail, that actually it's almost doubling in the recent times. But the beautiful thing is, it can actually be reduced. And this is the Project Drawdown. It's a meta-study which actually brings up 80 technologies that are already existing and 20 technologies that are as called coming attractions. And the beautiful thing is, and that's why I'm telling you this, this introduction here on at Seeds and Chips, is that 20 out of the 20 most impactful measures, 8 are actually in the food system. So 8 are within your reach. And obviously, the reason why I'm really telling it is because the third most impactful method against climate change is food waste. Food waste offers a tremendous opportunity to actually start reducing the climate change we're seeing. It can reduce 70 gigatons of CO2 equivalent by 2050. We are Wasteless. We're a Tel Aviv-based company operating out of Amsterdam, and we discovered that in retail, 8% of all perishable items are never sold. And actually, you know, you're come to think of it, 8%, that sounds like quite a lot, especially if you know that the margins in retail are very limited. They're between 2.5% to 3.5%. So we've been hearing great stories about what products are doing in retail, how consumers are acting in retail, but actually retail is bleeding from all sides. And with 160,000 retailers in the US and in the EU, that offers a great opportunity. So I'm happy that a lot of retailers are out here today in Milan. Because together we can actually change this food system. Because if you come to think of it, 2.5% to 3.5% of all sales, potential sales, are wasted, which means that we can actually pretty much double your bottom line or more. We can more than double the profits from food retail, as Deloitte, together with Refat in the US, calculates. And I'd love to go into that in more detail if you want to hear about it. So how do we actually, as Wasteless, how do we deal with that? Very simple. I have the solution here in my hand. You probably can't see it, but it's on the screen on the right. We offer dynamic pricing for fresh products. We optimize prices for the shortest expiration date. It's extremely simple. So you see here on the screen, you see the 549. This is actually a live system in Iper Portello. I will tell you a bit about, at the end of my speech, I will tell you a bit more about it. It's a live system, and in a supermarket here in Milan, we're actually reducing food waste tremendously just by giving a lower price to the shortest expiration date. We integrate with the point of sale, with cash, with the till, and that way we actually know what leaves the store. And because we work together with a producer, in this case Amadori, the poultry provider of Yper, we're able to know exactly what goes into the store. So we know the sell-in, we know the sell-out, we know at a more granular level than the retailer currently knows. We don't just know what's on stock, on the shelf, we actually know the expiration dates. And we find the optimal price point for the shortest expiration date to sell it, to sell the products that are already on the shelf, that they already have. So we're actually helping our partners, the retailers, to sell food that is already there. And this is one of the keys to actually drawing down the coming climate change. It's pretty much a success story. It's a small success story. The company is in its early stages. Last year, first quarter, we had a installation, a project with the Dia, which is the third discounter in the world, after Aldi and Lidl. And there we reduced food waste by almost a third. And more importantly, because really, I mean, you all love food and you all love your proteins in whatever shape or form. But as retailers, it's really about the bottom line. And we improved the bottom line, the revenues of, top line revenues of Dia by 6%. We have more projects in the Netherlands, which is really our focus market for this year. But we also won some prize at Seeds and Chips last year. So I'm really happy to be here. Within a year, we actually had a project together with Finiper, thanks to Deloitte and Amadori, where we reduced the food waste on a limited number of products. Let's let that be very clear, just on poultry. But we reduced our food waste by 89%, And actually, this is a first. We haven't told this anywhere in the world yet. We reduced our food waste by 89%, and we increased the revenue by a quarter. And this is Gianmaria Gentile, the CTO of Finiper, was on stage here just at the other end of the hall just yesterday, and he said he does not believe that any supermarket could not work with these kind of solutions, and Wasteless is the premier solution for this. Our business model is extremely simple. We're a software as a service. So there's a monthly fee for a retailer, there's a one-time installation fee. At Finiper, we installed once, we integrated once. Now if we scale, we don't have to go back into their IT system again. We actually did the project, and this is very interesting to know, in 2 weeks. So for retail, IT projects are big. They're big beasts. They're like SAP kind of style. You know, like Aldi, you spend 7 billion, and then you kill the project. This is a 2-week project here in Italy. And the potential, hence, is huge. We estimated that the current market for these kind of SaaS are over $2 billion US dollars. We do this with partners, because retailers don't come alone. They play together with their suppliers, with their software partners, with their advisors. So we're doing this with a whole host of partners, including point-of-sale companies, because that's really where we enter the retailer, but also banks. Refed is a great partner of ours. We're a friend, obviously, of Champions 12.3. United Against Food Waste is its Dutch equivalent. And we really invite all the partners of retailers and retailers themselves to actually come together and kick food waste out of our system, because the potential in CO2 reduction is very large. We actually see that if we can reduce food waste in retail, if we can help retailers communicate with consumers and reduce food waste at home, and we can also feed this data back into production, we're actually looking at a CO2 reduction of 400 megatons a year, which is coincidentally the output of the entire Italian economy. So we can, as a small company, we're just 15 people, in Tel Aviv, in New York, San Francisco, Amsterdam, and here in Milan. We know that we have the potential of reducing 400 megatons. It's a road ahead. So we have a project here in Italy at the moment. We will adapt. We're going to scale. We're going to start US trials. I hope to be hearing anytime soon, maybe still this year, maybe early next year, but we're in pretty advanced conversations with a number of the top 5 retailers. We're going to scale in Europe first, we're going to scale in the US then, and who knows where it will take us after 2023. I don't know, it could be anything, but we are really in it for the long haul. We want to do this, we want to do this together with you. We're a leading team. The leading team includes retailers, includes people that have really earned their spurs in data for food, sold a company to AB InBev, the biggest brewer in the world, and obviously we have academics. Meet us here down at the hall at the Deloitte stand. Come visit us at Iper Portella. I would love to take any of you, and let's prove this in your food system. I'm David Kat of Wasteless, and I really thank you very much, because we can do this together. We have to do this together. There's no time to waste. Thank you.
Under 30.
Buongiorno a tutti, sono Matteo Parisi, cofondatore di Vinud. Vinud è una società nata 3 anni fa a Milano. Riprendendo quello che prima diceva Armando Garosci, è una società che si è concentrata molto sul consumatore del presente, prima di andare a pensare al supermercato del futuro. La mission di Vinud è molto semplice. L'idea è quella di andare a unire 2 mondi che riteniamo ad oggi molto lontani, quello del gusto e di alcuni prodotti molto complessi, per i consumatori, incomprensibili, dove la scelta è molto difficile, e il mondo dei consumatori, il mondo del consumatore del presente. Per farvi 2 esempi, il caffè per esempio o il vino. Ad oggi l'esperienza col vino molte volte si riduce in questa foto. un'esperienza che non si riesce a esprimere, un'esperienza che magari non si riesce a condividere o un vino che non si riesce a scegliere. Ecco, il perché di questo è riassumibile in tre motivi. Il primo, una vastità enorme nel vino, 1 milione di bottiglie, centinaia di migliaia di produttori, un linguaggio tecnico, quindi un linguaggio che ad oggi è diventato sempre più difficile per il consumatore finale, e poi la mancanza di uno strumento che riesca a, in maniera semplice e veloce, consigliare il consumatore in base al gusto, quindi non utilizzando prezzo o posizionamento in un supermercato per spingere un prodotto, ma partendo dal consumatore, dandogli quelle risposte legate al proprio palato. Ecco, noi di Vinhood abbiamo cercato di immedesimarci quando un consumatore va all'interno di un supermercato, prende una bottiglia, la gira per comprendere cosa sta comprando e si trova scritto un colore granato dato dal profilo antocianico, olfatto ampio e carezzevole, dove le note minerali si innestano all'affinamento del rovere. Persuasivo, avvolgente, saporoso, poco irruento e provocatorio. Ecco, ci vuole veramente tanta fiducia a sperare che all'interno ci sia del vino. Quindi come andare ad aiutare il consumatore a comprendere il prodotto, come andare ad aiutare a sceglierlo. Abbiamo lavorato su due aree principalmente. La prima è il vocabolario, quindi il vocabolario del prodotto, andare a capire come rendere parole semplici e soprattutto condivisibili. Dall'altra parte la parte tecnologica, ma ad oggi, in questo momento mi fermo un attimino sul vocabolario. Il vocabolario per noi vuol dire passare da una definizione del genere del prodotto a una definizione del genere, a un carattere. Il Barolo per noi diventa un vino saggio, un vino che è il vino che parla in maniera semplice al consumatore, chiedendogli se ha mai provato il caco o il carciofo crudo. Ecco, quelle sono le sensazioni di tannino che puoi percepire con un vino saggio, un Barolo, un Amarone. Un vino da discorsi profondi davanti al camino, un vino meditativo, un vino rosso, corposo e strutturato e longevo. Saggio, come altri 13 dei nostri 14 caratteri creati con i nostri sommelier Master al Mais, è il nostro nuovo mondo sul vino, è il modo in cui, basato sulle qualità organolettiche, abbiamo deciso di ridividere il mondo del vino. Questa è la nostra nuova mappa del vino e così come il vino, anche il caffè, abbiamo creato lo stesso approccio. Cosa c'hanno in comune tutte queste soluzioni? Il gusto. Noi partiamo dal gusto per andare a aiutare il consumatore. Come lo facciamo? Siamo andati a creare un compass, una bussola, per andare a aiutare in maniera veloce il consumatore a scegliere. Sono i nostri algoritmi su cui si basano i nostri test. Test di 6 domande, 40-50 secondi, che aiutano il consumatore con domande semplici, quindi che non c'entrano col vino, col caffè, c'entrano con i vostri food habits, a profilare il vostro palato e dirvi quale di questi caratteri è il più in linea con quel momento e con il vostro palato. Chi ci hanno aiutato? Oltre ai nostri sommelier, Master al Mais, Fisar, eccetera, ci hanno anche aiutato tutte le persone che ci hanno seguito in questi 3 anni, soprattutto con i nostri eventi. Noi abbiamo chiesto alle persone a cui piaceva il vino come percepissero il vino, come percepissero i nostri caratteri, e se i caratteri saggio, brillante, estroverso andavano a dare l'esatto messaggio e l'esatta descrizione del vino che stavano bevendo. Ne ho fatto più di 200 eventi e dall'altra parte non bastava solo la semplicità e il divertimento in un approccio, ma il bilanciamento per noi essenziale è quello con la scientificità di questo approccio. Quindi abbiamo testato i nostri algoritmi con università italiane e internazionali di neuromarketing e neurogastronomia, testando dei trend. Il primo è quello che al 91% dei nostri algoritmi riescono a consigliare in maniera adeguata e a profilare in maniera consona il palato delle persone, e il secondo che riusciamo ad abbassare lo stress della scelta davanti a una scansia di vino, davanti a una scelta multipla di prodotto, del 50%. Ma andiamo a capire cosa vuol dire partire dalla comfort zone di una persona per dargli un risultato sul proprio gusto. Vuol dire partire da domande a cui tutti voi riuscite a rispondere. Cosa bevete la mattina? Qual è il vostro frutto preferito? Quale formaggio vi piace? Per arrivare poi ai nostri caratteri. Un estroverso, per esempio, sul vino, oppure sul caffè, un carismatico col caffè. Su questo vi invito a venire nel nostro stand per provare il test o andare sul sito www.vinud.com. Vediamo un po' di numeri che abbiamo fatto in questi 3 anni. Il need, il bisogno c'è e l'abbiamo visto, abbiamo superato 250.000 profilazioni di gusto di persone che sono affidate a Vinud per essere aiutate in queste esperienze. Il 90% di queste persone, una volta iniziato il test, lo portano a termine e il 50% continuano a utilizzare il test per scoprire il caffè o vino ideale per il proprio palato e le proprie ricette. L'approccio ad oggi è utilizzato in vari retail, non da ultimo Esselunga, qua in Italia, che ormai da 2 anni utilizza Vinud sul proprio e-commerce, Italy a Chicago e vari e-commerce italiani e esteri. Con questi clienti siamo riusciti a comprendere determinati dati, come quello che nell'experience, passando dal test, la conversion aumenta del 70% rispetto a un'experience tradizionale. Questo è abbastanza normale, perché comunque l'utente o il consumatore trova qualcosa di semplice, che comprende e trova anche un aiuto esterno, che è basato non sulla spinta di un prodotto, ma è basato appunto sul trainare, l'educare una persona sul proprio palato. Su cosa si basa quindi, riassumendo, l'approccio Vinud per semplificare determinati prodotti e settori, il mondo del gusto in generale? Un approccio basato su un approccio scientifico, bilanciato però con un approccio comunicativo chiaro e divertente, il nostro mondo dei caratteri. Questa esperienza deve essere è fondamentale che sia da una parte digitale, ma senza dimenticarci poi tutta la parte fisica, quindi i nostri eventi e anche le esperienze che facciamo negli store per aiutare il cliente finale, per arrivare ad avere un'experience dove il cliente sta al centro, ma che vengano toccati tutti i touch point del cliente. Quindi non solo un'app mobile, ma anche sul blog di quel prodotto, anche sull'e-commerce, su desktop di quel retail, eccetera. In questa linea e riprendendo l'approccio fisico e digitale abbiamo annunciato qualche giorno fa l'apertura di un corner Vinud a Italy Chicago, dove i vini sono divisi non solo per regione, ma si è arrivato a dividerli per profilo gustativo. Quindi le persone possono fare il test e andare nelle varie scansie divise per gusto e non più per solo quelle regione, prezzo o bianchi, rossi, bollicine, eccetera. Io concludo dicendovi che il credo un po' di Vinud è quello che dopo anni, decenni, dove si è voluto arricchire il prodotto con parole elitarie, complesse, il mondo del gusto è stato arricchito in questo modo molte volte. Ecco, l'idea nostra è che per creare valore, dare parole alle persone per parlare di questi prodotti, serve semplificarlo. Io vi ringrazio e vi invito ancora al nostro stand. Grazie mille.
Good morning, everybody. I am Stefano Robbi, Chief Marketing Officer of Cicalia, and it's a great pleasure for me to be here with you today. Today I would like to start with a quick question, and the question is, how are digital innovation and technologies changing the world where we live in? Today we are used to technology, right? We bring it together with us in our everyday life, thanks to the smartphone. And let's face it, probably technology is making our life a little easier. However, the truth is that while some markets already made the shift toward the new technology, toward the digitalization, some other market, this shift still has to happen. And I would like to show an example. We can find many other examples, but just think about it. Until 15 years ago, if one of us needed to buy or to rent a new movie to watch on their home television, very probably they needed to go into a physical Blockbuster store. Now, if I could stop for a while and ask you if you can find any other alternative nowadays in order to rent or to buy a new movie to watch on your home television, very probably, for many of you, the answer would be Netflix. Other examples are easily found. Let's think about physical library, for example. If I could stop again and ask you how many of you, raise your hand, entered in a physical library during the last 30 days? 2? Okay, great. Then the question changed a little bit and became how many of you entered or at least visited one time wikipedia.org during the last 30 days? Probably the number would be very, very different. Again, this is an example of how technology is changing not the user needs, but the way users are addressing their needs. If we think about the food market, in Italy especially, the way we were doing grocery shopping until 15 years ago probably is a little different between how we are doing now, but not so much. If we think about the previous example, the food sector, the traditional food sector in Italy changed, but not so much. And the question is, why? I mean, why technology changes so many sectors, so many markets, and drastically, while the 95% or even more of the Italian people are still going to a physical supermarket in order to make a grocery shopping? And I think we could speak for hours about this topic, but I decided to take at least 3 big points. The first one is about infrastructure investment, which are investments made in the past by large retail organizations that now constitute a bargain on a company balance sheet, and they limit future investment, especially in the digital area. A second group of reasons is certainly related to the significant barriers to entry. If you think about the previous example, Netflix, Wikipedia, but we can go on. Let's think about Booking. They all were startups. They both were incumbent. So they were not traditional players. They were outcomers that entered with a different business model in a traditional market, and they were able to innovate a traditional market. In the food sector, the higher the barriers to entry, the difficulties for startups to enter in that market and to compete with traditional retail organizations. And then there is another group of reasons which are related to the logistical and shipping constraints. If we were in the fashion market, for example, the shipping part would not be so a problem. Because with carriers like DHL or UPS or whatever carrier you prefer, once you give your T-shirt, they are able to cover all Italy in 24 or 40 hours delivery. In the food sector, there is a problem. And the problem are the temperature-controlled product. You know that in the supermarket we can buy dry product and we can buy fresh product like milk, meat, vegetable. And all this product can't be shipped nowadays with DHL or UPS. We need to find another way to cover all Italy because the traditional carrier are not doing this kind of service. All of these reasons create a scenario in Italy where the penetration of online grocery shopping is still very, very low. If you can see the number behind me, the penetration in Italy is 0.5%. Many countries in Europe, not so far away from Italy, have a percentage very, very different. Germany is 2%. And if you are thinking that 2% is not so far away from 0.5%, we have to remember that 2% is 4 times bigger. Again, France, 6%, UK, 8%. This slide, this number, are also giving us a positive feedback, because the potential we have ahead is very huge compared to the other countries. And another positive signal for the market is coming from the latest data about 2018, which saw the online grocery shopping value in Italy growing by more than 35% yearly. And the reason why there is this growth in the latest year in Italy is because finally few alternatives came out. Nowadays, some Italian can make online grocery shopping. And they have at least 3 macro groups of alternative. And the first one is based on retail chain that offer an online shopping system, but with limitation by a geographical point of view. Retail chain that have their own supermarket allow online grocery shopping in the nearby the supermarket. And this is the first alternative. Then we have startups that operate in the food delivery or in the home delivery market that made agreement with many retail organizations. And they have a coverage which is higher from the first alternative. But still, they are not able nowadays to cover all Italy. And then there is a third group of alternative, which is related to native digital players that are only shipping dry products. And as we all know, in order to have a real alternative to the traditional supermarket, an online grocery shopping system should have also dry and fresh product. And for all this reason, we decided back in 2017 to found Cicalia. Cicalia nowadays is the only one online grocery shopping in Italy that is able to deliver dry products and fresh products all over Italy. To see some number, we have more than 650 positive reviews in Trustpilot with a good quality score of 8.8 out of 10. Our website traffic is growing by 30% on a monthly basis. And this is again a confirmation that the lack of penetration in the online grocery shopping in Italy is not due to the lack of demand in the market, but was due to the lack of supply. We reached the peak of our organic visitors in April 2019 with 365,000 unique visitors. Certainly, we are not perfect. Certainly, we are not flawless. We are learning every day. We are learning every day from the feedback of our customers. We are taking every single suggestion made also by our friends as a critical element to be addressed and resolved internally within a very short period of time. The road we have ahead is way longer than the road we already traveled. But we are making our best in order to make online grocery shopping more easier, more comfortable, and probably a little fun. According to a US research, we spend on average more than 60 hours a year doing grocery shopping the traditional way. Our mission, the mission of Cicalia, is to give back a huge part of this time to people, wherever they are living in the center of Milan or in the far south of the country. Thank you everybody for listening.
So, good morning, everyone. I'm Loic, co-founder of AU company. AU was a startup from France, in Lyon. So, AU is an application for retailers. So, if you are a bar, a restaurant, or every different shop owner, we create an application for you, the retailers. So, in the application, you can directly order in the application. So first, we need to download the application on the Apple Store, on iOS, and Android, what kind of market we can, or in the same in the widget on the web. So you download the application. It's the same application for every device. So it's one application. And after you order in the application, and in this application there are your different articles. And after you pay in the application with all different payment, with MasterCard, Visa, WeChat, or restaurant ticket. And after we have 3 different flows to serve your product. The first, it's at your place. For example, when you are on the beach, you are on the share, you want to order something, you order in the application, and after you scan the QR code where you are. So like that, the cooker know where you are exactly with the QR code. For example, the place number 12, and you scan in the application, and people deliver the food at your place, so you don't need to move. And after, this application is multi-device. You can have the application on the smartphone, you can have the application on the web, you can have the application on the tablet, or in the kiosk like McDonald's, for example. And I have a question for you, because the main goal of AU is to increase the customer services. The goal is to reduce the time in line. You know, have you ever lost time in queue? Of course, everyone lost time in queue, and this time is lost time. A recent study showed that people spend half of their every week in the line. So the goal is we want to reduce this time, because this time is lost. So with AU, you never be in the line. You are on the share, and you take a good time, and you order in the application directly, and don't need to know, hey man, come, I need to order, and people never come. So with AU is a new kind of ordering. You know, today, in today's society, the people are ready, I think, for the digital, because I think now the digital are more and more present in your life. Why not in the restaurant, or why not in the bar? And for me, the best example is in nightclub. For example, where there is too much people, you cannot order nothing. So with the application, we just take your phone and order, and that's fun, and it's fun for the customer, and fun for the businesser. So the main idea of this solution is to bring back the smile of all people, for the customer and for the shop owner. So in fact, the customer are happy to be sit and don't wait, and for him it's better. It's better, and he makes smile. And for the businesser, it can boost your turnover. In fact, you know, if you are retailers or if you have a restaurant, we ever lost people because, for example, have you ever go in the restaurant and we said, oh, there is too much people, I don't go, and you go back to home or go in another restaurant. And with the application, people can just chill at the place and order directly in the app. And HeyU is not a single application, it's not a simple application, it's a label. For example, it's a personalized application. We customize the application for you, the retailer. For example, if you are a restaurant or beach, you have your own application. If you are a palace, for example, you have your own application. And for example, in the hotel, we can have the room services. So we are in your room, and people can order what they want in the application, or you can rent a bike, for example. You don't need to go back to the reception of the hotel. And for another example, for the market, you can have an application for the market, or in the nightclub. For every AU adapt for every business, the snack, bar, every kind of business. So why you can choose my solution? For example, we have some split model. We can, for example, when you order a thing, we can pay with different card, with different people. If you are 4 to order the same thing, you can split the payment and pay at 4. So with AU, you can order and pay directly on one application. So if you have any questions you can meet us at the stand C22 at We Are with French Tech. And thank you for your attention. I'm sorry for my English, so thank you. Bye.
Hello everyone, I'm Sébastien from Direct Market in France. I will talk to you about how to activate short channel distributions. Together, we are going to be the key driver in the upcoming consumption revolution. In 5 years, we will be the French and European leaders on short distribution channels. Today, consumers are more involved in how they consume. They expect full transparency about where their products come from. And they want to purchase local farm fresh products. At the same time, retailers would like quality products and positive brand recognitions. They also need their supply chain to be a secured one, and they need to have sustainable performance and maintain their profitability. If we look at the producers, they expect a more equitable remuneration for their work. They also want to focus their attention on the quality of the product and secure their activity. It's clear to everyone that the current food distribution model no longer works. It does not meet the expectation of the various market stakeholders. If we take a look at the French food market, supermarket chains of all sizes represent almost the entire food market, while local farm fresh products only represent 2% of products sold in supermarkets, and these 2% of products are mainly in the fruit and vegetable department. We are convinced that the reason for this low market share of local product in supermarkets is because the supermarkets are big players and don't find it easy to meet and do business with small local producers. That's why we created Direct Market, your direct line to producers. The first marketplace dedicated to short distribution channels for retailers with an integrated logistic. We are the Amazon of local products, an innovative service that shares value on the entire chain. How does it work? Direct Market is a unique solution that simplifies the management of local product distribution on a massive scale. We source and reference each producer, providing a personalized marketplace for each store owner. Our online marketplace is secure and UX friendly. We match the capacity and the capabilities of each producer and store owner. We enable retailers to order from a multitude of producers. Once an order has been placed by the retailer, Direct Market collects the product from the producers. Then the products are handled in our warehouse to prepare the orders. Finally, these orders are delivered to the stores. The access to our platform is free for producers, and we don't negotiate the prices. We transfer the cost items of producers to Direct Market. We optimize costs to enable producers to lower their selling prices. At the same time, we are not more expensive than if you were to buy a product that come from a traditional distribution channel. We manage invoicing and payment. And we don't take not even €1 from the producers. All purchases in store go directly to them. In order to ensure these missions in a transparent way, we are an anti-money laundering agent certified by French Central Bank. We manage everything to make sure that the offer and demand is fair and equal. The products are sold in specific corners. If a store chooses to use our solution, we provide it with a signage kit and other accessories to catch the attention of the customer. We have developed an automated pricing system to allow for full transparency covering the whole distribution chain. For example, we provide guarantees such as the distance between the farm and the store, quality certification on the production methods, store and producer prices, the real logistic cost, direct market price, VAT, and so on. All these informations stay on the price tag that can simply be downloaded and printed by the retailer. There is a blockchain QR code on our price tag that the consumer can choose to scan in order to have all information about the product. We use blockchain technology to reinforce our service proposition and ensure that all logistic, sanitary, and financial aspects of a product are fully traceable in real time. We work in a partnership with TransChain, that is a French blockchain expert specialized in the traceability of logistics. All these points make you understand that direct market enables the consumer to make a conscious purchase. And all that with a single click. How do we make money? We make near 10% from merchant purchases. And our objective is to take this 2% of local products in store, I mentioned earlier, to 8%. We have already achieved and exceeded this goal during our fast test phase, and actually, we have done better with some supermarket Intermarché near Paris. Our next targets are the supermarket Cora, Carrefour, Auchan, and Monoprix. We are already dealing with them, and together we know that we can go beyond this 8%. In 5 years, we will cover 1.5% of the local product market in France. The fruit and vegetables department is not our only target. Direct market is intending to quickly launch itself in all product sectors. We are the Amazon of local products, and together we can be the key driver in the growing consumption revolution. Thank you very much.